Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today, doing something that I have been waiting for a very long time to do. Perhaps maybe a stupid amount of time to be waiting to build something like this. This is the Lego Star Wars Smart Play, the cheapest set that you can get with a smart brick in it in this day and age. Hopefully my audio is all good, and if not, I'm trusting that there will be someone who will let me know if it's not, because folks always do, and I really appreciate that. So today we're checking out Smart Play. I have kind of an idea for how I want this to go, which is that I want to build this set. I want to see what it's like. I want to see what the Smart Brick is actually like, if it's as terrible as kind of everyone has been saying. And then if it's, I don't know, if it's anything, I'm going to take the Smart Tag out of this, and I want to build my copy of the 2009, I believe it was. 2009, 2008? Yeah, 2009. Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, it's called, but it's TIE Advanced. And put the Smart Tag in that set, find a way to integrate the Smart Brick, and I don't know, somehow make it so that that set gets smart as well. I don't know if this is gonna be anything, but I don't know. People are so opinionated about Smart Play that God, I had to check it out, and I am weirdly excited just to like own one, especially for anyone who has been keeping up with leaks and news and all that jazz. They've been actually, I guess it's not a leak anymore or a rumor. It's an official announcement that they are making Lego Pokemon Smart Play sets, and all the ones that I like don't come with a Smart Brick. So the Smart Brick only comes in the most expensive ones, which happen to also be the ones that I don't especially feel the need to get. So I think that I'm just going to not worry about that, and I'm going to have this version, the Smart Brick that comes in this set, and I can get the smaller Pokemon sets as well, and I can have Smart Play and see what that's like with Pokemon. Maybe it's awesome, maybe it's terrible. Everything I've seen seems to indicate it's not great, and I spent a long time in my last full long form video kind of ripping this set to shreds. So let's see what this is actually like. And I'll dive right in. Here's what the back of the box looks like. And actually, it's got tape around all four edges. So I'm going to grab scissors here. Kids, be very careful with scissors. Kids also don't be watching this video. I don't know. And cut this open. That's cool that I only ever keep Lego boxes if they are openable without destroying them. So any of the ones that have the thumb tabs, I just throw those out. And the ones that have tape are the ones that I keep, because I can open them with some reasonable amount of I can open this again, or seal this again, or I don't know. Why does anyone really keep Lego boxes? I don't think any of us really know. We just kind of do it. And it feels stupid. This one. There we go. But we all do it anyway. Maybe I'm speaking for just myself and not the majority here. Okay. There we go. We have cracked it on all four sides. I have not actually seen any boxes that do this before. Here's our reveal moment. There it is. I see why they've done this now. Because they want you to witness the Smart Brick. And here it is. If I bring this up here, am I able to focus my camera in on it? Likely not. Oh well. But this is the Smart Brick. I'm assuming, yeah, it's dead at the moment. So, this, I'm assuming, is the charger. And we can pop it on charge for now. If you are unfamiliar, this is the chart. If you haven't seen it somewhere else, this is what the charging pad looks like. It is wirelessly charged, and it sits on this and charges up. Or so I've seen, so I've been told. If you've been to a Lego store recently, they have just like basically a little mini like mini fridge that's full of these. So we'll plug this in, and I have a charger sitting just off screen. Luna, hello. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday, my friend. We are plugging in our Smart Brick for the very first time. We're checking out what this thing looks like. If I pull it off, will it? Okay, it does turn on. Great. So that is just going to sit there charging. I think I'm just going to leave it up there for the whole time. And here we have all of our plastic bags, not paper bags, except the manual, which is in paper. So we'll take this box out of here. Luna, you're very sad right now. Why are you very sad right now? That's no fun. Don't be sad. It's a Saturday. It's finally the weekend. And all Relax for a minute. I have my original, my original 2009 Darth Vader right here. We're going to compare him to a smart Darth Vader as well. Your 2DS has officially broken down. That is actually, you're right. No, that's tragic. How long have you had it for? I've recently broken open my 3DS to kind of get in and do some super legit playing of super legit games. And I'm having a lot of fun with that. So the 2DS, 3DS market is thriving in the year of our Lord 2026. Oh, I've forgotten Darth Vader's little neck thing. About a couple years, I got a eBay. Oh, so that's why it's broken. Okay. Was it advertised as anything being wrong with it, or is it just like some kid's secondhand 3DS? Something I'm noticing about this Darth Vader minifig, by the way, is that his cape is short. So if you compare him to this Darth Vader, hold it up here so you can kind of see compared to a different style of backdrop. He has a little mini cape. That's adorable. And I wonder if we... I don't know if you can hear that. Is that audible? I can hear him. I'm just holding him right up next to my microphones right now. So hopefully you can hear it a little bit. He's done now. It's not very chatty, is he? Come on, sir. Make some noise. Dance, monkey, dance. There he went. I just have to take it away. Take it away and put it back. Could you guys hear that? I hope so. I'm going to put that back on charge, and then in the meantime, put Vader with him. Oh, man, well, I'm sorry about your 3DS. You know, I have no idea how difficult it is to get a hold of them in this day and age. I know that the modding scene really blew up when Nintendo started, when they discontinued support for it. So I have to imagine that there are some folks who are really, really passionate, I guess, about their 3DSs. And maybe that would make it difficult to get your hands on. I'm not sure. Interesting. So here is a whole... Is there anything in this manual? Okay, so for reference, this is the Smart Play manual. I love manuals, okay? This is my whole jam. I love manuals. So, Smart Play. There's a couple of images about Smart Play, a little QR code, 4 more info. Okay, that's crazy to have a 4 more info QR code inside of an instruction manual. You can help your child unlock more from Smart Play, because this is for children, don't forget. For children, download the app. When you put it... Oh, yes, okay. So when you plug it in, when you put it on the brick... Oh, when you pull it off, how it lights up is how it's doing. So yellow is... It's halfway charged. Put that back on. It's asleep. You shake it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Nothing happens. That's fine. If you charge it for 2 hours, it is what it takes to charge. That's fine. Don't get it hot. Don't get it wet. Okay. Recycle this manual. Great. Then everything after this is nothing. Is any of this even in English? Okay, yes. Rechargeable batteries must be charged using the correct battery charger. Protect the environment by not disposing, by not making e-waste, I guess. And this is all just other languages. There's literally one little section here that's in English, and then the rest of it is just other languages every single time. Misuse of power supply can cause electric shock. Power supply is not a toy. Power supply is not to be cleaned with liquid. Yeah, great. I wasn't planning on it, I guess. You know what I'm going to do? Because it says there's an app, I'm going to go grab a phone, and I'm going to set that charging so we can try to pair it and see what that process is like. I'll be right back. Okay, so here I have a Pixel 7, or a Pixel 6, I actually don't remember what it is. So I'm going to put that on a charger, and we can see what pairing that is like. The battery bank I have it on is actually a little bit dead, but that's okay. So that will be that experience. Now we're going to jump into actually building the set. Luna, what's your favorite 3DS game? Or 2DS game, rather? Yeah. Oh, cool. All these instruction manuals, or all these instructions were already in the other. What did I do with my Vader? Here he is. I forgot to give him a lightsaber, which is surely here somewhere. There it is. Angry Birds trilogy. Now that's a niche pull for a 3DS game or 2DS game. Is it any better, worse, or different on the DS than it is on the phone? I mean, we'll put our old Vader next to it just as a point of comparison. And here we dive into our first Smart Play set. I've been doing a lot of building of old Lego sets recently. And by old, I mean not actually that old, but retired ones. So, let's see. I've got Ezra's speeder bike over here. Got a bunch of sets from 2017, 2018, all the way back to 2014. And it would be an interesting video, I think, to compare how they do steps, like instruction manual steps, in the new age versus the old age. So, I'm currently playing Reloaded on my iPad, technically refurbished. Gotcha. I imagine you had to start a whole new save for that. That's a bummer. Oops. I remember playing Angry Birds, the original, back in the day on my iPod Touch. And then I remember playing Angry Birds Star Wars as well. Those are my only two dabbles into the world of Angry Birds. My mom really liked the movie. I don't know if that's, I don't know, super unk of me. Sentence I never said and probably never will again. I do feel like, and maybe this is a hot take, that Lego instructions have gotten easier as time has gone on. Well, I bet that's not a hot take up to a certain point, because some very early Lego manuals are kind of insanely difficult to parse through. I was looking at some old Mtron instructions recently, trying to follow along with them, and everything, it's like 6 steps long, the whole set, the whole build, and each one does like 15 steps per, so you just have to, or 16 pieces or whatever per step, so you just have to follow along, and what I ended up doing was getting to the end of the build, realizing I had a ton of leftover pieces, and I basically had to go back and rebuild it. You know what? There's maybe an argument that that is a better experience anyway. Because at least with that, like, I've kind of gotten to a point where I blaze through these newer instruction manuals. Of course, I'm going to make a fool of myself saying that on screen right now. But you don't really appreciate the build process as much. And I wonder if there's a level of childhood glee that I would get back from building older instruction manuals. I'm also going to bring... I have a light here. I apologize if I rock my camera setup on my microphones. I'm going to move my light here so that it's in a slightly better position, at least for me. I don't know if that's going to make the lighting for the video worse, but I'll see better. That's not what really counts. Someday I'm waiting. Oh, hello. Oh, I have a friend. Oh, did he... Hello, hello. He's very excited to see me. I have no idea if he's knocked around my camera now. Hope not. Hi. You're very cute. Unfortunately, say hi to the camera. Hey. Unfortunately, my friend, I'm a little busy. I'll give you love. Oh yeah, he right proper messed that all up. That's fine. Can you boot up yet? Maybe. Actually, that phone is charging elsewhere. Go. The thing that I'm most prepared for with the smart brick set is that the big hole that the smart brick goes in the back is going to be strange. So something that I am eager to play around with is if I can take apart the old 2009 version and make a better, you know, make a something that it fits in still and maybe looks a little bit better and doesn't have a giant hole in the back. Although, wild that we're using dark red here. I don't think I've ever seen dark red on a Darth Vader thing before. There's another. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna try to read your name, but Kite ML. I love your videos, dude. So I can't say. Oh my god, it's 121 over there. I just thought I'd drop by. I really enjoyed your series on the store display restoration. I hope you're doing well. I am doing very well, and that is very, very kind. Thank you very much, my friend. I'm glad you liked those videos. They took a long time to make, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. And they ended up inspiring me to do some more kind of that style of video coming down the pike at some point soon. So I hope that you get to see and enjoy those at some point as much as I enjoy making them. And thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Even if you can't stay for too long, or at all, really, it's good to chat, good to say hi. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your night. There's a lot of color in this build that I wasn't expecting. Dark red, yellow. Now, I know that LEGO tries to hide color inside their builds, which is great and awesome for parts collection. But I was looking through the instruction manual for the old TIE Fighter, and it has none of that whatsoever. It's all just black and gray. So, you know, I guess we'll consider that an improvement. I also forgot that this has this whole side build as well. The little Rebel Trooper. He'll be good to go on my Tantive 4 set. I ended up getting the hallway set for the 5s minifigure, which was a choice, but I think I got it on like deep discount, so I didn't feel that guilty about it. Speaking of anniversary minifigures, I saw a rumor today. I don't know if I want to call it a leak yet, because I don't know if it's going to come true, but let's call it a rumor, that in order to correspond with Star Wars' 50th anniversary next year, they're going to be making a whole new set of collectible anniversary figures, but these ones are going to be based on the concept art characters, which I think is very silly but kind of fun. That was one of my favorite DLCs for the Skywalker Saga video game, was getting the like Luke Starkiller original design as a playable character. Again, very silly, but I will take much more of silly in Star Wars. I just made a whole video recently about how much I want more silly in Star Wars. I would not classify this as silly. How are we doing on charge here? Hey, we're full charge. Excellent. Here's a Darth Vader sound for you. I love it. There's going to be a Friends anniversary next year too, I think. Yeah, I was doing some research into kind of what big milestones are coming up in the LEGO space. I saw that it's Friends' 15th anniversary, I think. And it's also a big anniversary for Technic, I believe. Obviously much longer than Friends, but this year was the big Ninjago 15th. Last year was it last year that was 25 years of LEGO Star Wars? It's funny to me how they always like they find a thing to make a Star Wars anniversary about. They had 25 years or 20th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars, 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars, and then 50 years of Star Wars. 40 years of Return of the Jedi was recently. They had an Attack of the Clones anniversary that they came out with some stuff for. So silly. God, you hate Technic. I think we talked about this last time I streamed, maybe? Maybe I'm thinking of another situation, but yeah, I'm mostly not a fan of Technic. You know what changed my mind a little bit was the Artemis rocket. Stop me if I've already said all this, but the Artemis rocket set was so cool that I am willing to give Technic this. If they do a Starkiller Luke figure, I think the 25th LEGO Star Wars anniversary was 2024. You're right, that was 2 years ago. But I just recently saw the R2D2 with Darth Malak on it. I'm still seeing that on store shelves, which I think is wild. I'm gonna head off now, but good luck with the stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate you stopping by. We're already kind of moseying. If you squint really hard, you could call this a TIE Fighter. I actually didn't peep how many pieces are in this set. 473 pieces. You know what I should do at some point is make a piece to time frame conversion factor. Because my wife was asking me how long I thought I was going to stream for. I'm hyped for the Friends anniversary. No, I am as well. I've recently been taking a look. So a very close friend of mine recently gave me a whole bunch of old Lego sets that were in their families, and among them were 2 Friends sets. One was a bakery, and one was a character who I don't remember her name, and she's riding on like a tricycle with some animals like following behind her, and they're both very cute. So I started thinking more about Friends and how like they work within a Lego City situation, because I don't know, I might slowly turn into a Lego City kind of person. And I saw the Heart Lake City set that came out a while back, and like I've seen some people trying to convert Heart Lake City into a modular. You mean Mia? I might need Mia. Gosh, I wish I had the stuff with me. I might be able to grab it in a few minutes. But yes, I very well might. Here, you know, once I come to the end of this bag, well, that's in just a second. I will run over and grab that. Cool. So this is all extra parts. Let me grab it real quick to see what I talk. I found it. So this is the set that I'm thinking of. And you're going to have to tell me who the characters are. And the reason that like I said, the reason that I ask is because I've only seen old friends. But I guess these are old friends characters. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're in a little bit rough shape. And then this is a bakery of some kind. And there's some cool but kind of horrifying animals in there as well. We'll put them up with Darth Vader. They're his squad. Smart Friends sets one. Okay, bag 2. Electric Boogaloo. And I believe this is where we get our first and only. Nope. No, there's 2 in this set, but this is our first smart tag. Let's turn this into a. This is now a TIE Fighter. Oh my god, those LEDs are bright. Does that show up how bright those are? And we'll add Darth Vader to it. I don't know if you can hear this. Oh, that's funny. I covered it with my finger. And it did the blaster sound effect. Okay. That's enough of that for the moment. End that. Okay. Now we know a little bit what it sounds like. Goofy is the answer, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be cool. Pop that there. Pop our TIE Fighter smart tags. This will be important when we end up building the old set. I have Stephanie, Andrea, and Mia. Alrighty. I first got into Friends because I have a Samsung TV, and Samsung has a Lego channel that will just play Lego TV shows, and it alternates between a bunch of them. So I started watching it because I wanted to watch Ninjago to fall asleep, because, I don't know, I'm weird that way. The last one you don't know? Okay, gotcha. I bet I can tell you in a minute. So anyway, so I started just like leaving that channel on, and I found it just like started playing old Friends as well. Okay, so Mia, Danielle, Stephanie, and Andrea. So Danielle, I think, is the one that you didn't recognize. Extra interesting because I didn't know until recently that the new series was a like second generation kind of shindig. Let's go into this. Speaking of tech, here we are. And I wonder a little bit if they're going to eventually do the same thing with Ninjago and just go like the next generation. I think that would be fun. I mean, clearly something's working about Friends. People have been sticking around with it for a long time. Oh my lord, it's been so long since I've seen one of these rubber bushing pieces. And, that says I've seen one of these rubber bushing pieces and fresh. That's what I mean to say. You know what I mean? Like, not ancient. Bushing? This. That. Did I do that right? No, I did not do that right. See, now you're saying friend, and I don't know if you mean friend like in real life or friend like in the show. I don't understand how this is going to work, but that's not my problem. This, from what I understand, is the gun mechanism. Well, sorry, the blaster mechanism. Yeah, we could be friends. We could be friends as long as you sing the Friends theme song. And I'm going to assume that that is happening. That goes like that. This goes like that. Okay. So this is meant to be squishy. That's acceptable. I find it interesting that when I covered the sensor with my finger, it still did the blaster sound effect. I wonder what's the story there. It's supposed to come down or go up? No, it is certainly supposed to go like this, according to the manual. I wonder how and what the logic is there for that. There we go. Pew pew, pew pew. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Are there any things that you're especially excited to see out of the Friends 15th anniversary? I don't know if Friends did anything for the 10th anniversary, assuming I'm correct about this being the 15th. Planning to get the 2 Lego Friends. Oh, like gifts, like gift for purchase sets? Or is that a specific set that I don't know enough about? Friends Jedi? I'm sorry, what? You know what? Why not? Wow, this is going to be tiny if that's the back end of the the TIE Fighter itself. Oh well. That's the thing that I guess I'm expecting the most out of the comparison between these two sets. That the other one is going to... Oh, yes! The Friends and that chilling with it. I would call that Friends Sith. If you don't mind. Yeah, you know the crossover that that no one knew they wanted. forgot to put a stud. That's fine. There's kind of some fun shopping here. Gift sets. There's a bundle of sets. Like the three. Oh, gotcha. That's pretty cool. I know I've seen Star Wars do like bundles, but I haven't seen any other themes do that. That's pretty. It's pretty neat. What ages is this set? This set says 8 and up. That's a weird number, isn't it? Aren't sets usually 9 and up? I thought it was like 4 plus, then 6 plus, then 9 plus. I don't think I've ever seen an 8 plus set. Go background. I wonder what's different about this, that the 8-year-olds are a little bit easier. What do I say? It's buffering on my end? Oh, I've said a couple things. I said that it's strange to see an 8 plus set. I feel like I've only seen 6 plus sets and 9 plus sets. I also said that I've never seen bundles for non-Star Wars sets. I think that's cool that they do that. Oh, and Chima. Chima had bundles as well. Technically, the last Chima set was a bundle of all the Season 3 sets as well. On the other side of the cutoff, like there's an algorithm with part count, part size, etc. that's based in motor milestones or what? Yeah, no, exactly. Because I know that there's some stipulations regarding build complexity and like you said, piece size. So 4 plus sets can't have anything smaller than a certain size. I was gonna say 2x2 very confidently, but I actually don't know if that's true because they have minifigure parts sometimes, but they often don't have the most finicky minifigure parts. So I don't know what the cutoff is for 4 plus, but I know that 4 plus has one, and I know 18 plus, which are the adult ones, have more complex build requirements, or sorry, more complex building techniques. So that makes sense. But as to where the cutoff for 8 plus, 9 plus, 6 plus, I know that the Ninjago City sets are 13 or 14 plus. So there must be some level of and those are pretty detailed, intricate sets. So there must be some level that they're allowed to do. Okay, you've done some digging. Enlighten us. There we go. Very nicely tiled off, I will say, this set. Something that is going to have an advantage of you. But some people don't like that, which is valid. This. I also think that these glowing red pieces in this set are cool. Guys, what if I come out liking this set? Is that a terrible thing? There we go. There's our front cockpit, which opens, which the old one does not. Okay, part of the lower ages is safety, but the rest seems to be marketing and enjoyment. LEGO has a way to search by age for build complexity and the best experience. Oh, so if I have an 8-year-old, then I can target, search for anything that's 8 and up, but also, so it'll show me 4 plus sets, 6 plus sets, whatever, but it won't show me anything older than that. That makes sense. Specifically for build complexity. I knew that they had a shop by age segment. I just didn't, I've never used it. As a fully fledged adult myself, I've never felt the need to be perfect. But I wonder if that... So then, okay, that makes sense. I'm surprised that with an electronic component like this, that they're cool with it being such a young age group. I wonder if they're concerned at all about safety. Like obviously, that's why you're not... that's why you're not doing this for 4+ sets or whatnot. Because a child would chew through this and injure themselves. But I wonder what about this set was like. Yeah, okay, that's cool for regulars. Oh, the BW, the cockpit was spinning. It was breakdancing. Heck yeah. Gonna Vader breakdance as well. 6+ says, send your 6+-year-old kids deep into the world of imaginative play. They can create their own stories and build and rebuild their favorite characters. 9+ says, larger sets for 9+. Okay, so I was right about 6+ and 9+. Right, so then, this is the first time I've ever seen an 8+ before. That's new. Or maybe it's not new on the whole, but it's new to me. A larger sense of accomplishment and more longevity for playing and rebuilding. That makes sense. 8+ is a result of focus group testing. So you're telling me that they're the focus group who likes smart play? That'd be cool. Obviously, one of the big criticisms that people have been leveling against smart play is that, or one of the big defenses that I've seen people have for smart play sets is that it's intended for kids, which makes sense because it's an 8+ set. But what I do wonder is, like, what do kids actually think of it? Obviously, I do not have children myself. If I did, I would be building this with them. Yeah, with you guys, but mostly with them. And I don't know. I think that there's so much like imagination that goes into Lego play. They're really conducive for imaginative play. So I wonder what children think. I wonder if 8 is the magic number. It's because I imagine if 8 is the magic number, it's because they had a ton of kids try it, and kids younger than 8 generally found it not as fun. Counterpoint, I wonder if kids younger than 8 tried to eat it. And then kids older than 8 didn't try to eat it. By the way, I need to go. I'll catch you on the next stream. Thank you for coming by, Luna. And I will catch you next time. Let's step here. Because that to me feels like the biggest barrier to entry with smart play is safety factor. It's these huge tile pieces. I don't want to get any fingerprints on them. 7-year-olds don't eat Lego. Well, not on the whole. I would believe that not on the whole. But all it would take is one good chomp on an electrified piece, and that would be bad. Regular Lego are 4+, right? But 4+ sets have specific requirements. Let's see. Why not? Press this in all the way. Oh, no, I placed this tile in the wrong spot. Bummer. Yeah, 4+ has age requirements that they're not allowed to have small pieces. 4-year-olds don't eat Lego, not on the whole. Some. Which is why they... Oh, no. I bet it's... You're right, because Duplo and Quattro are for younger kids. So the assumption is that at 4, you've stopped eating things. And it's just about dexterity and fine motor control. So that, you're right, that's probably why they don't have small parts. Okay. Hey, at least we have a printed piece. You know what? That's something I'll give this set. No stickers. In a $70 set, there's no stickers. Oh my god, I have to build 2 of that? You gotta be kidding me. I wish I'd seen that earlier. There we go. There's one wing of our TIE Fighter, and then back to the basics. There are studs in 4+ kits, like 1x1 studs, really? Oh, you know what? It totally did say 2x. I just can't read. God, maybe I should go back to building 4+ sets. Oh. Savage. I think people would. I think they knew that people would riot if there were stickers in this expensive slash overpriced of a set. Although that's something we could talk about once we've finished building it, as if it's overpriced. I suspect my answer will be yes, but not by as much as a lot of other folks think it is. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of R&D that went into those bricks, and they are a cool piece of tech, assuming they work. Which is a fair point. Sorry, a bold assumption, actually. Literally opposite of a fair point. Zane's Ice Dragon Battle is 4+. Yes. But there's no small pieces in that. And that's part of why... So Zane's Ice Dragon Battle is 4+, but if you'll notice in that set, the acid monsters have feet. And they actually went and made a new printed piece for the legs, as opposed to the big snake tails. And I guess I assumed that that was because a kid would chew on the rubbery snake tail. So they made legs instead. And all the parts are larger than a certain size. I don't know exactly what that size is. So that's why it has the dragon claws, but I was surprised by that. Because that's not normally how those go. Yeah, there's the claws. That's true. But that's part of why 4+ sets are often so expensive. There was Jay's Dragon Mech, I think it was called. Came out a couple years ago. Last year? This year. No, this year. Jay's Dragon Mech. It was a 4+ set, and it has Jay in a mech, and it has the mutation monster in a mech. And that... They made all new giant leg pieces for the mechs so that they, to accommodate the part requirements for 4+ sets. And that makes them super expensive, which is what a lot of people have problems with. Ninja Spinjitzu Temple is 4+ and has studs on the trees as well as a frog. Yes. And also, it has those giant wall pieces that are super large in the background to get like the most structure they can out of the fewest small pieces as possible. That's, from my understanding, the big controversy with, because then the more large pieces you put in a set, the more expensive it gets. Although apparently anything can be expensive either. If this is really the size of it, that's a little tragic. At least it's swooshable, I guess. It's about complexity not eating them? Sure. I wonder if that has to do with materials, though, because that's what I was thinking about with those snake tails. If they're rubbery, so a kid might chew on them? I don't know. There's nothing really too complex about those, as far as I understand. It better be swooshable with the swoosh brick. Here, I'll put the swoosh brick in the swoosh plane, and you'll have to let me know if you can hear it. Is that audible over the music? Okay, I stopped. Jesus. Hopefully that's audible. You don't hear any music whatsoever? Well, that's comforting. Could you hear the tie a little bit? Well, I've got a noise canceling filter to tune out my AC. So maybe I'll turn that down later on so that we can hear the majesty of the swoosh. That's troubling that you don't hear music though. Perhaps I should go check on that. No music whatsoever? Let me be right back. Hopefully that's a little bit better. And back to it. I had a lovely little lo-fi track going in the background. Hopefully you can hear a little bit better now. I've been listening to it in my earbuds. It's lovely, trust me. Wait, let me, before I get too far in this, am I building more than one of this? No. I'm not. Okay. I have no choice but to trust that. Even though it seems deceitful. Although I guess every single wing is slightly different, isn't it? There's such huge tiles, and I don't want to get fingerprints all over them. Not because I'm a weird persnickety collector, but just because I don't like the grubbiness to fingerprints. I don't. We'll use our palm to press them in. That'll be better, surely. Or I can give it a little chest polish. Maybe I am just a persnickety collector. That's very possible. To be fair. I feel similarly about fingerprints as I feel about stickers. Not the biggest deal, but I do want them to be on correctly. Here's the correct side for this. There we go. There's our wing. Two of these long pieces. This is a very small TIE Fighter wing, which is hilarious because back in 2021, there was the TIE Fighter, just a regular TIE Fighter that everyone complained was too small. And now this is even chibied down from that. Oops, my fingers. There we go. That looks good. We'll clear our friends away here now that Luna has left the building, and we'll make a little bit more room. Our TIE Fighter here for our vertical viewing, folks. And then this has got to be nearly identical, right? You know what I didn't consider when I thought about streaming on a Friday night or Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern is that the World Cup is on right now. And I bet there's a lot of folks who are watching that right now. So if you've chosen to come here and hang out with me instead, thank you very much. That's very kind. And I hope everyone's doing well in the World Cup. I'm personally rooting for Scotland because, well, if you've seen my face, maybe there's some family ties there, but I do want to watch this match later on just to see how nuts it gets, because I'm expecting the Haitian team and the Scottish team to do just some awesome work tonight. If anyone's watching this stream as well, vertically in the shorts feed, let me know how it looks. I know it's a little bit of a strange cropping. Streaming this on horizontally, even you might say. It looks good for you. These ones come from the other side. And here's our other top wing. There we go. We're coming together here, folks. Now we just gotta build 2 more of those. You know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to build... Oops, lost a piece. I'm going to build these in parallel, knowing that they're basically going to be inverse of each other. But I think I can build the base structure to match each other. And then once I get into the actual tiling detail, we'll split off. There's that. It's been a long time since I've taken a look at my 2009 Vader's TIE. So I'm very curious to see, like, I don't remember how big it is. I know that it's significantly, I don't know if it's less parts than this, but it's less complicated than this build. It seems like it has less parts, maybe more repetition. This one. Ingot piece. Both. And I'm a little bit speed running this section. I want to get onto that section. Comparison. It's here. It's here. Someday, maybe I'll get super pretentious about it. I'll wear gloves for doing tile pieces like this. Oh, the game is just starting. Oh, it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. Ah, gotcha. You're gonna have to let me know how it's going. Oops. Hello, sir. Thank you for visiting. Unfortunately, hey, we're knocking shit around. Oops, knocking stuff around. Let that slip. Excuse me, sir. Tiny friend boxes that he shouldn't be. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting these parts. I like too that when he jumps up, he knocks the whole system out of whack because it looks like a giant Godzilla creature is jumping up and hanging out with us. But really, it's just the giantness of his personality. One wing. There we go. And then we're most of the way here, so we can skip a bunch of this. The opposite on this side. And then I think for the sake of comparison, I might skip the side build for a minute. Maybe come back to it at the very end. So I've compared the two TIE ships. TIE Fighters. Oops, did I forget to put the rails on the other one? I did. I'm so sorry. I've been too hasty. So, here's our other wing. And there is our TIE Advance. Yeah, curve those in. Add the smart brick. Make sure it's charged. Put the smart brick in, put Vader in. Okay, great. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go over to my other computer. I'm going to mute everything and turn off my noise canceling so we can listen to this in all of its glory. Okay, alright, here we are. So, hopefully it is now crystal clear, all the crappy audio that I have in my space. But, we're going to check this out in real time. Add that to the TIE Fighter. That's suitably obnoxious. Add our Darth Vader. Oh, right, I forgot it turns off if I set it... Oh, my God. There we go. We've added Darth Vader in. And if I set it down, it will... Grab my microphone and put it on the table here. It will go quiet. So, this is quiet TIE Fighter. Pick it up. And it automatically... There we go. Oh, sorry, I'll do that again without talking. You set it down. It says the Darth Vader thing. If you get really crazy with it, it gets really crazy with it. And then it calms down. I've seen that if you do a flip... Oh. I'll do another flip here. Darth Vader says a little thing. Flip it back. Nope, he's not gonna... Great, there we go. And then... It sounds like opening and closing my mouth with a loud electric toothbrush. No, you're 100% correct. It sounds like the sound of the ocean in your ears when you like put a seashell up to it. It sounds like when you cup your hands over your ears and you're like on an airplane or in a car and you go like this, like cupping your ears on an airplane. And this LED is so bright. How intense can I get it? He's clearly having a bad time. Something that's interesting about this that I've noticed is that there's no... Whoops, I almost dropped it. We took some damage. Boop. There's no other play features. So there's no stud shooters, there's no spring-loaded shooters, and even like the back here, there's no tiles. There's no covering of the studs here and here. I'll fold these back. Like, I don't even have a problem with the hole being here for the smart brick. Cover this, at least. If you're going to have the sides be so nice and tiled off, why leave this all so open and exposed? And those seem unrelated. If I hold it down, it keeps going. Interesting. And then it powers back down when it's completely on the ground. Alright. Well, that's our... I cut him off there. Alright, so that is our Smart Play TIE Fighter. I think I'm going to skip this for the moment. I might come back to it. But what I'm the most interested in now is comparing it to the original. So I'm going to go turn on my noise compression again and turn the music back on. I'll be right back and we'll start getting started on that. I just walked into the other room with my wife, and I said, "Oh my God, it sounds terrible." She smiled and nodded along. I'm going to attach this mic back to this. Hopefully this doesn't make an awful noise. I'll do my best to go. So, smart play aside. Oh, this is Vader's lightsaber. I don't know if it has a place to clip said lightsaber, which is a bummer. I guess we'll just chuck it in there with him. So, I unfortunately did not have time to gather all the pieces for this set. So, we're going to use the Lego Builder app. Hopefully it doesn't dox me here. Hold it out the way so that it doesn't. Nope, we're good. So, we're popping into 2009's Darth Vader's TIE Advance, and I had, like I said, I had this set as a child. So I know that I have all the parts. I will just have to put my sorting system to the test. Alright. Let's see. For those of you who don't know, I have all of my parts in bins underneath this table. So now what I have to do is get down here and find all the parts that I need. Like I said, it'll be a real test. This, I believe, would be a ship part. Should find it somewhere in this thing. Although I will say, if this becomes untenable, I may just go back to what we were doing. Which we're off to an incredible start already, not being able to find that piece of it. Maybe I have it in with tiles? Uh-oh. The value proposition here is starting to feel a little bit less worth it. Well, I know that I'll need one of these for the next step. You could see all the bizarre pieces that I've collected together over the years. Oh, I know that I'm going to need out of here this TIE Fighter front piece. Pretty sure that comes from this set. I think that's what it is. You can see where I'm sorting. Some fun old Lego parts in here. Yeah. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to find it. Am I sure that that's light gray? Yes, I'm sure that's light gray. Wasn't in with ships, it wasn't in with... Okay, well, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe I should have thought this through beforehand. Maybe we'll make this its own stream. Its own video. Maybe I'll look for them more later. I should have thought that through. We'll just keep building on the set that we've been working on. Keep cruising through there and actually just experience the magic. Oh, that's good that it tells us here how to build this. Or rather, how to charge our smart brick, just in case you hadn't already. There we go. And literally, I like that literally everything else is in this next bag. Here's our Rebel Trooper. It's good that we're getting more of this guy, because we didn't get him for a while. I don't think they redesigned him at all. They just brought him back, which is probably for the best. It's here. Wow, there's not a whole lot of parts for the rest of this set. I'm cool with that. I'm a little sweaty from that looking process. But that's cool. You know what I'll do is I'll go and I'll find all the parts for the old Darth Vader's TIE after this, and we'll just make a whole separate stream based around comparing the two. We'll build that set and we'll compare the two that time. In the meantime, we'll just experience smart play. One of the funniest criticisms that I've seen. Oh wait, there's another smart tag in here, isn't there? No, maybe not. I thought there was. I thought I could put something in the other build. Ooh, this is fun. I've never seen this piece in blue before. I've only ever seen this piece as like a camera or a security camera or some sort of weapon. That's a cool piece in blue. Oh yes, this is our fuel station. That's why it's all in blue. And we get one of these long, bendy pieces. Okay. Just pop that there. I guess, so this is supposed to be the fuel station. I guess there's some level of, like, narrative consonance here that there's a blue fuel, maybe? This is our big fuel tank. That's all blue. Do you think this is meant to be coaxium? I think they thought about it from a Star Wars POV. Pop these together. How are we doing on the World Cup? What's our score at right now? Has anyone scored in the first 18 minutes? It's there. No score change yet. All right. This goes up. The only place that I can watch is YouTube TV, signed in on the big TV. Ah, I see. They really want this to be an event, huh? Oh, and here's Mjolnir in green. Interesting. That's also for smart functionality. Put that over there. And now our cute little rebels. Defense. You know what? Here's something I'll say. Is that, in this set's favor, is that this feels very old school, early 2000s Lego Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, I don't know, there's no canon representation necessarily for what this is supposed to be. It's just a screen on the ground with a chair and like some bits and bobs and doodads and doohickeys. And that's what people have been clamoring for, right? Sing a piece. Did I throw it on the ground? It's bag 5, right? Yes. I don't see this black piece that it's called. Wait, which bag number was this? Yeah, 5. My gosh, is this it? Is this finally the time that I have a piece missing from a Lego set? Nope, I'm dumb. It's right here. Someday, my goal is to have a piece missing from a Lego set at some point on stream. I don't know why that's a goal. That's a terrible goal. But I think it would be fun. That's cute. That's a good part usage. This is a piece of a book cover, I think. And it tips back just the right amount. What is this bit? Don't worry about. Like, this reminds me, with this like flat plate style, this reminds me of old school Ninjago, old school Star Wars, old school original games that just like had stuff sitting around the environment, like little bits of terrain in various places. Have you ever got like Power Miners terrain pieces, which was pretty rare? Here. Oh no, this doesn't have a smart tile. It just has stud shooters. So this is the stud shooters feature that I felt was missing on the last one. Or on the TIE Fighter itself built. Back to these putting studs in here. That's a nice little printed piece that I don't recognize. Watching the World Cup is just a big screen activity. Such things do exist. This big radar dish in the back. Oh, I was supposed to put this on here. That makes sense. Oh, when was I supposed to put the plants on? It's the problem with yapping, you know? And these get studs. I only recently found out that there's a difference between stud shooters and tile shooters. They obviously hold studs and tiles. Wait, so seriously, this is it for the build segment? What is this? This I like. This is nothing. Oh boy, we gotta put the smart brick back in. Let me go change my audio settings. Let's check out some features of the smart brick. So, wake up my friend. 1, 2, 3. It's awake. It's a TIE Fighter now. I put the lights in there. Cool. TIE Fighter. Those are all the features that we saw before. Now, I can take this blue piece, and I can stick it in here. That's absurd. Okay, hang on. Let me pull this down. Here's a little microphone. So, when it's sitting on the ground, if I put this little blue thing in here, this is refueling. It is now refueled. From what I understand, it never runs out of fuel. But that is sure is a thing I can do. If I take this green Thor's hammer and I put it next to the smart brick, that is how you... Oh, wait, he had something to say. Sorry. That is how you repair your smart TIE Fighter. So if it breaks, if it gets damaged in combat, I can repair it. But health is not tracked. So even if I had the Luke's TIE Fighter... Oh, that's funny. It doesn't have to be flying from you. Shoot off the blasters. If this gets, like, health is not super tracked. If these were in battle, they don't lose health in a linear way. So repairing does nothing. Fueling does nothing. Something that I'm very curious about is if I take this TIE Fighter and I shoot a Pokemon with it, what happens? Or even, like, I've seen people upset because... Hang on, this is about to make a noise. I've seen people upset because they don't aim properly, so I can shoot this, and if the next X-Wing is over here, then it will register the hit. But if the X-Wing is behind it, and I shoot it, and it's timed correctly, the X-Wing will also take a hit. So, something that I'd love to test if I had infinite money to throw at this is I would love to see... what happens if you have 3 ships? You know? Like 1 and 2, it doesn't matter where you aim. But what happens if you have 3? Who takes the damage? And, like, what are the intervals? And do they both take hits at the same time? Because that would be nuts. That would be very silly. And I wish that this did something. The little side build here. I know that... Shush. I know that the Leia one... the one that comes with the X-Wing also has a little side build like this, and you can put the smart brick in it, and it does a little, like, kind of like radar thing. This is none of that. This is just a little something. This is designed to be taken apart and turned into something else in a kid's collection. This is also nothing. This is the most disappointing thing. What's the point of having these 2 other spots to put things if there's nothing to put? I mean, maybe I'll put Darth Vader's lightsaber and the Rebel Trooper's blaster here. There we go. Since we're putting tools here, I guess that's the tools we'll put down. That's whatever. This is not bad. I wish it sounded more like a TIE Fighter and less like a, I don't know, an airplane. I like that there's an accelerometer, so that the more smoothly you fly it, the smoother the sound is. And then, and if I get intense, it gets more intense. That's cool. I like that if I do a flip. Vader goes, wahoo. That's fun. Yes, it sounds, or a strong gust of wind. Exactly, all things that it sounds like. So, I don't know. For $70, this is way too much. I would buy this combination for like $20. So that means that, well, okay, actually, hang on. It's 473 pieces. So let's assume that that's 10 cents per piece. Let's assume they're going to sell that for $50. That means they're saying that the smart brick itself is $20 worth of innovation. I don't know. I guess I almost buy that. But it still doesn't feel right. So that's going to do it for this one, I think. I think a lot of folks are out watching the World Cup. So if you're watching this from the future, let me know how it went. Let me know who won tonight. And I think we'll cut it there. And next time, we will put together the old school TIE Fighter. And we will put the smart tag inside it and see what that's like. But for tonight, thank you very much for watching. I am going to go rest for a little bit. So have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I will see you all later. Good night.